We thank Him for being healthy, physically and mentally. We thank Him that He found us worthy of being introduced to Him, worshiping Him, serving Him, loving Him, and seeking refuge in Him all the time. May His peace and blessing be upon all of His messengers, the great leaders, the great mentors, the apostles, the prophets, the imams, that He sent to us for our goodness, for our salvation, for our success, beginning with Adam, going through Abraham, Moses, Jesus, and ending with the last messenger, Prophet Muhammad, and after Prophet Muhammad with the 14th Ma'soom, with his daughter Fatima al-Zahra, and the 12 Imams, the successors to Prophet Muhammad. May the peace of Allah and the blessing of Allah be upon all the prophets and the messengers and the Imams. May the peace of Allah be upon the family of the Prophet, his righteous friends, helpers, and companions. And may the peace and the blessing of Allah be with you, protecting you, surrounding you. My dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum jami'an wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In this program tonight, I decided to discuss an important social problem that touches the whole society and all families and all individuals. And this is the problem of separation and divorce. And we would not be able to cover this subject in one session. So we divide that into probably 3 parts, beginning with this session right now. We try to offer some analysis as well as solutions to this rampant, to this skyrocketing problem in the whole world, not only in America, not only in the West. It's in the East and the West, in the North and the South, in non-Muslim communities as well as Muslim communities, in non-religious and secular communities as well as religious communities. So we try to offer some analysis. What instigates, or rather, what are the reasons that instigate divorce? And we try to offer some solution for some troubled marriages from the Quran, from the Holy Book of Islam, and the Hadith, the narrations of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his immaculate and pure progeny and family, Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salatu was-salam. Divorce is rampant in some areas, in some states. The statistics are very frightening, very frightening. In some states, like the state of California, the rate of divorce for 2008 reached 69 to 83%, from 69 to 83%. And probably this is the highest in the nation. In some Muslim countries, the rate of divorce is very high. In countries like Egypt, Lebanon, Iran, other countries, other Muslim countries, other Arab countries, the rate of divorce is very high. And what is the solution? Of course, we know people do not like divorce, families do not like divorce, parents do not like it, you know, the elders, the social reformers in the society, the government, nobody likes divorce. So how do we prevent that? What are the practical steps that should be taken to stop this? In America, 1 in every 2 families, 1 in every 2 families are involved in divorce every year. And that's very frightening. That's very pessimistic. And the divorce which is on the rise, and according to some surveys, that America remains plagued by the divorce epidemic. In this case, many people refrain from getting married. When they look at these statistics, when they look around them, when they look at their neighbors, their friends, their family members, their brothers, their sisters, their cousins, they get discouraged. They get discouraged. They do not want to get close to marriage. I vividly remember when I asked a member of the society, a member of the community, why not getting married? What's the reason? The answer came, because I don't want to get divorced. Maybe this is an exaggeration for her or for him, but this is a reality. We can see this every day. We can hear it every day. We can feel it. Marriages are dissolving. Very easy to dissolve a marriage. So what is the reason? Why it is going up? Why it is on the rise? Why, let's say back in the 70s, 60s, 50s, 40s, 50 years ago, half a century ago, divorce was a big stigma attached to divorce. Divorce was a big taboo. Divorce was not something that even people discussed or, contemplated in the families. They would avoid using the word divorce. They would not even bringing it up. They would not bring it up. Why today it became very normal, very, very normal. Everybody discusses that. In the families, they threaten one another with divorce and separation. The government made it easy. The courts made it very easy. The lawyers are, helping people just to file for divorce. It's very tempting. Why? Why this is happening? What are the reasons? Let's find the reason in the Quran first. If we read chapter 33 in the Quran, we find that this problem, the problem of divorce, did exist in Islam 1400 years ago, and even before Islam and after Islam. This is not something new. This is not a new phenomenon. But what is new in it is that it is on the rise. The problem is escalating. Despite modernity, despite technology, despite democracy, despite having the welfare state, despite having education, our kids are going to good schools. All these things could not put an end to this epidemic. They could not put an end to the issue of divorce and separation. I think when we read the Quran, the Holy Quran explains to us very clearly that there is a reason for that. The reason is very short. Self-centeredness, egocentrism, self-seeking. When we tend to be selfish, thinking about ourselves, not thinking about the others, putting ourselves first, and then other people behind us. Caring only about ourselves and our own desires. This is the main instigator. This is the main instigator for divorce. Self-centeredness. And this is obvious in the Quran. Quran teaches us that either you marry for the sake of God or for the sake of yourself. If you marry for the sake of God, you're going to be satisfied with that marriage. You're going to be happy with that marriage. You're going to be content with that marriage, despite the difficulties around you, despite the hustle around you, despite the suffering around you. Because the love of God, when the love for Allah penetrates the heart of the human, it changes. The first thing it does, that it changes the priorities and the dreams.